to seeing you soon in Israel. As you know, there are no coincidences in life. I actually looked up the date of your birth, and your Hebrew birthday parsha is Rachel, where people still go to this day to plead and cry for children and to bring their sorrows and to...
Okay, before we begin, we just wanted to say a special thank you to Maria, Dad, and Nessie. You guys put a lot of hard work in, and clearly today's such a success because of that. So, no, I'm sure you all agree they've done a fantastic job, but thank you again.
So Ilan and I thought it might be a good idea when we were thinking about what we might want to say for Boba's 80th. Given the many different things that you're all aware we could potentially discuss and boast about our Boba, we had to put a limit on it so that you guys could get home before midnight. We thought we might break it up into a few different categories, and I'm sure the categories and characteristics of Boba that you'll definitely agree with. So the first one that we wanted to touch on, and we're trying to still have technology help us here, is family. And you'll see a lot of pictures come up on the screen, hopefully, which is Boba surrounded by her family. And it's often easy for people to lay claim to having strong family roots. But I think that you'd all agree that for Boba, and I know that this is something that we definitely feel, this has always been priority number one. And there are an infinite number of examples of where this is the case. You'll all be aware that Boba made the heavy decision to move to Australia and build a life here with her family. But at every opportunity still maintained that strong connection, as you just saw with her family in America, whether that's things like visiting her grandchildren for their bar mitzvahs in New York, or even just having holidays in Hawaii with her son, or visiting him in one day's time in Israel. These are all countless examples of where Boba puts her family first. And for Ilan and I, we grew up with what you could probably call 5 parents. Our mum and dad, as well as our other 3 grandparents, Boba, Zaidi and Granny. And this is how not only we looked at it, but how Boba made us feel as well and loved at the same time. And our greatest memories are of Friday night dinners, and a lot of you here have been to our Passover Seders as well, at Boba and Zaidi's place, where Boba would always go above and beyond in creating a warm family atmosphere, whether that was immediate family or extended family. And I guess that's what we would consider it, but to her it was just doing what needed to be done and what made her happy. And you know, it's not just limited to those Friday night dinners. Often it would be the extension of that. So Friday night dinner would finish and conclude, and then Ilan and I would have the opportunity to sleep over and, you know, watch TV past 10 p.m. and have a TV in our bedroom, which maybe to 8 and 5-year-olds today isn't such a special thing, but to us it definitely was. And this isn't even to mention Boba's famous lolly cupboard, which might explain why in a lot of these pictures you see I'm still referred to as the little fat kid. But I think it was a whole lot more than just your typical grandparents spoiling their grandchildren type of love that Boba showered us with. She's been there for all of us no matter what or when we needed her. As a mum, she took care of her sick daughter until the very end, and tying back to what I was saying earlier, made dealing with those challenges easier for already being our second mum. She was also there for Zaidi through every step of their journey together. From the good times they shared in South Africa and raising a happily family that transitioned over here towards Australia, she also became his rock and showed how she truly was his life partner, caring for him as his illness got worse, and always doing so with an obliging smile on her face for knowing that it made her so happy to be able to help him like this. For Boba, when it comes to family, this is really where it starts and where it finishes. All decisions come secondary to caring for her family and just being there for them.
As Ron said before, Boba's always played a matriarchal role in any group that she belongs to. She's really the glue that keeps all of her social connections in her family so strong. Boba treasures her relationships with those around her, And being such a natural people's person, she has a way to make anyone that comes in contact with her feel special and valued, which inspires a great deal of respect and trust. As Ed mentioned, family always comes first, and Barbara is always there, and often cooking, to bring us all together for a birthday, a Friday night, or just because. This doesn't just apply to Barbara's Australian family. She keeps our American family close too, and we know that they love her and look up to her as much as we do here. Barbara has strong Jewish connections as well, which not only help to find who she is, but also filters through the way in which she lives her life. In her involvement with Coogee Synagogue, the Montefiore Home, Magen David Adom.
This is the question we've all been asking ourselves over the last few decades too. Barbara stayed beautiful, graceful and young at heart, no matter where she has been in her life. About the only thing Barbara can be faulted on is keeping it hush-hush where she acquires the secret elixir of youth.
Speech.
It's like the Oscars.
I wasn't expecting that. Thank you. You made my head this size. All my nearest and dearest family and friends, you've all been instrumental in a big cover-up about today's events. You, Maria, Tom, Yutzi, Ev, Ilan and Nessie were the instigators. No respect for the elderly. Thank you. You relented and told me last week. Now surrounded by my wonderful family and dearest friends, I thank you, and incredibly all is forgiven.
Yay.
You all worked overtime to achieve this beautiful spread, and you should be having the holiday instead of me. I feel thoroughly spoilt. As always, and particularly on this occasion, my darling Solly and our sweet, bubbly darling Cheryl are sadly missed by us all. Ron, Sue, Adam, Leah and David were a treat today. I thank you. It was wonderful to hear them and see them, and I'm looking forward to seeing them next week. I miss them and I love them, and they are gorgeous too. Tom, the kindness, wisdom, love, and compassion of both you and Cheryl is reflected in your wonderful boys. You can be very proud. I am. You've carried on always with a smile, great dignity and compassion for everyone, and we're all very grateful. Thank you for the love and respect and trust we shared in the business and at home, and I could go on. Thank you for all the trouble you went to making this party today with such happiness. May you enjoy many more celebrations in your beautiful home. Yutzi, as you all know, is a ministering angel, a wonderful friend. Her baking is amazing and her dedication to the family legendary. Yutzi, thank you for everything. I wish you good health and may you enjoy much nachas from your beautiful boys and family. Ebony Lam, my pride and joy. I don't want to embarrass you by extolling your virtues, but you know what I think. I thank you for your warmth, your caring, your sharing. You're always there for me, and you've gone to a lot of trouble today and raided my cupboards. I thank you and I love you. I love you dearly, with everything I have, unreservedly. To my little brother Max and Barbara, a hearty mazel tov. Max's son Jason and his wife have a little daughter, Rivka, and for continuity, she's named after my mother, my lovely mother Rivka. May you have lots of nachas from them and all your family. Nessie, you're a shining star. Always available and willing. Know that you're always needed and loved. Thank you. You are my chosen cousin, even though I didn't ask you to be my bridesmaid. Dearest Maria, last but not least. Both Solly and I loved you from the day we met you. Thank you for putting up with 3 grown men. What an undertaking. The shirts alone would have intimidated us. You're a wonderful, encouraging friend and a very special lady. Your sensitivity, consideration and gentility is a rare gift to us all. I thank you for organising this wonderful day with such joy and pleasure. I love you. To you, my dear friends, you have given me support and friendship in good and bad times. You're all very special in my life. Thank you for honouring me with your presence today. I love you all. Please enjoy yourself.